Before a person decides that they want to be hateful, jealous, or disrespectful to another person, they first become aware of the hatred they had for themselves. Because before you start to deal with anybody to see any other characteristics outside of yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror. And if you don't like what you see in the mirror in yourself, what you're going to do is go outside and see everyone that is not like you, that you may think is better than you, and you begin to start hating them. Start being jealous. Start telling lies. Start being disrespectful. Some even go to black magic, dark magic, voodoo, hoodoo. Those people that go into those things fail to realize that they're setting up their own demise. Instead of sitting down, looking in the mirror, and working out all your flaws that you see in yourself, or just accept them, instead of sitting there and working out your self-issues, they ignore that completely and start to project their self-hate onto someone that don't deal with them, someone that probably don't want to deal with them because they can see the self-hatred in the person, the jealousy in the person. So there will be really people who really love themselves. They may extend their arm to you to try to show you some love and see if it'll help you wake you up out of that feeling that you're in. But after giving it a shot a few times and just getting in return more hatred, more jealousy, more lies and disrespect, people just walk away from that. Who wants to deal with a person who hates themselves and then try to project that hate onto you, making it seem like it's something wrong with you, but there's nothing wrong with you. They just hate themselves. That's difficult for the person who has to be around somebody like that. And a lot of people, you can say you can walk away, but there's not a lot of instances where you can. And sometimes you're stuck around people like that. I'm not a hateful person. I'm not a jealous person. I don't look at anybody and compare myself to them. I'm a totally different individual. And for a long time, I thought people, understood that concept. What you see in yourself is not that person's life, that's yours. So you can't project what you see in yourself on another person from your own insecurities. Love is a powerful thing. But a lot of people run to the weakness, hate, jealousy, envy, strife, backbiting, even down to black magic. But all of those things that they go and get themselves wrapped into, again, is only going towards their own demise. People never seen what a person looks like when their own black magic and voodoo backfires on them. I don't believe a lot of people have seen what that looks like. Our Heavenly Father wipes them people out. Thoughts, the feelings of love, and just leave them as a black hole, a living black hole. You can say a zombie. Now they can lie and say, oh, I ain't do no voodoo. I ain't do none of that stuff. But if you sit around long enough, you'll see it. They go batshit crazy. can't think of any good thoughts. When it comes down to trying to find something positive or good, they cannot do it. But when it's time to do something dirty, nasty, disrespectful, oh, they got a mind full of ideas to do that. Those are signs to let you know that that person is no longer in the protection of the Father. But see, a lot of people don't do their studying and learning and researching on things. So they're blind to a lot of things that they don't understand. But here I am. I was raised in this stuff, raised around this stuff, taught to do it. But I just don't do it to hurt people. I don't do it for negative reasons. I don't do it to mess up someone's life because I know the return on that. Some people who has been doing this stuff and working in these things, and they've been getting a return, but the return came from the devil. Now, when our Heavenly Father says his time is up and cut his power, those who will be getting power from him will also get their power cut. But they still owe a debt to the devil. My situation was one of those. I had my whole family trying to give me up to the devil so they can get blessings, riches, money, things to go around and do whatever they want to do off of my life. My mother was the main one. She's the one still trying to find a way to poison or do something to get me to the devil, because she owes the devil a debt. She wanted the bright lights and big city, fast life, famous, and wanted to be a superstar, but you don't have any superstar qualities. So you run to the devil and you put your son, the only one that helped you, on the sacrificing block. But you didn't do your research on your child. That's a divine being that God gave you. So all your attempts to try to take my life and bring me to Satan, they will always fail. They've all realized this now. And they know they owe a debt to the devil. Let me give you a story. My Heavenly Father has showed me a vision. He said, come on, son, I'm going to show you something. I want you to keep your mind open and, stay calm when you see this. But I want to show you, you need to see this. So he took me into this place. It was hell, but on either side, it was like the frame, the square frame of a picture. And in this frame, you can see that it was hell. It was flames and rocks and all things around. But on the left of the picture frame and on the right of the picture frame, it was two escalators coming down. So my Heavenly Father said, I want you to watch and see who are these people coming down this escalator into hell. And I seen it. My older sister came down the escalator in hell. The sister after that came down the escalator into hell. My brother came down into the escalator into hell. The sister after that came down the escalator into hell. The sister after that came down in the escalator into hell. I was standing there watching it. I was the next one in line in the family line, but I wasn't going to hell. My little sister came down the escalator and was going to hell. Now my Heavenly Father says, son, now I want you to brace yourself for this one, because this one is going to shock you. But keep in mind, I don't make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. So I said, okay. And as we looked back into the picture frame, the person coming down the escalator was my mother. Now, everybody that was there in hell, the first picture, these were the definite people that was going there. But then he said, now, look at who else comes. Every one of their children, since they didn't teach them the right way, they taught them all the wrong things, all the dysfunctional things. Every last one of my sisters and brothers were there. But then their children were there too. All except a couple. My father was never going to be in the picture. I got a nephew, Jesse. He was never in the picture. I got a nephew, Jabril. He was never in the picture. These were all the people that were sacrificed by my family, whether it be taking their sanity, making them crazy, or driving them crazy, that they're no good for themselves. This is what they tried with me. Now, I remember as a kid, my father was in the hospital. These were his last days in the hospital, but I used to stay in the hospital with him overnight. I loved being around my father. And in the hospital, I used to stay overnight with him. 10, 11 years old. I was a little dude. Now, this one night, the night before he died, I stayed there with him. Now, I'm sleeping in the chair next to his hospital bed, and he woke me. It was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. He punching me in the arm, punching me in the arm, punching me in the arm. So I woke up, and I said, "What's up, Dad? You need some water or something to eat?" He said, No. I want you to promise me one thing. I said, "What? What happened? What's wrong?" He said, "I want you to promise me you gonna watch out for your mama. You better watch out for your mama." I said, "What you mean? I got older sisters and brothers. Why they can't watch out for her? Why they can't look out for her?" He said, No. I need you to watch out for your mama. You make sure, you promise me, you give me your word right now that you gonna make sure you watch out for her." I said, "Okay, it's strange that you saying it to a young boy, but okay, yeah, I'll give you my word, Dad. I promise you I'll watch out for her. I'll watch out." He said, "Okay." We both fell back to sleep in the hospital room. The morning came, I left. The next day, my mother had stayed at the hospital with him, and he died that next morning. So out that whole time, I'm sitting there wondering, why the hell I need to watch out for my mama? I can't even take care of myself. I'm a little kid. Coming up at this point now, as an adult, my father looked out for me before he left this earth. Everything that has happened to me just in the past 2 years, with me being awake to see this. Because before I was under this love spell that I couldn't see all of this dysfunction because I was in it. I was a part of it. I was wrapped up in it because I was wrapped up with them. But after seeing yourself losing so much, and it's over and over and over again, it's who you are around. This family is cursed, and it's been cursed for a long time. But nobody never knew who had the curse on them. I now know who has the curse on them. And this person was the person trying to take my life away in order to take the curse off of her. Most people don't understand this. Most people are ignorant to these things. So when I speak on it, because it's too far from their understanding, they think it's a lie or some made up story or this and that don't happen. Yes, it does. And there's plenty of people who have had it happen to them that shouldn't be a question. But when you got someone, a parent, who have put themselves into debt with the devil. They got to give up somebody in order to fulfill that debt with the devil. And if they don't, the devil is coming to collect them. So what happened? My parent knew she was in debt to the devil, and she would sacrifice any one of her children to pay that debt. I was the stupid one who was too loyal to try to help, and I stuck around. So that made me the target. So she would sit around and try to sabotage so much. I make my own medicine. And at that time, I used to trust her, so I would leave my bottle on my dresser. She was the only one in the house. But I would come back later on and take some of that medicine and ended up being poisoned, sweating like crazy, can't breathe, headaches, throwing up. And it's something that I make, and I've been making it for 4 years, so I know the difference than when I usually take it or when somebody has tampered with it. I spoke to her about me making this stuff for the public, and I went and spent my money to buy the amber bottles and all the materials that I need in order to get this thing started so I can help people in the public with a medicine that I know heals people. This woman went around and put poison in every damn bottle she could find. Coming into the room, going into bags that got locks on it. I would put a box of the medicine under my bed because, who would go under the bed? Then one day I needed a bottle of it, so I pulled the bottle out from under the bed. When I took it, I got sick, throwing up, pains all over the body. I had to call an ambulance to come and check me out. Now I looked at the bottle and I looked at another bottle. Something was tampered with. So for a long time while I'm living here, she was slow poisoning me. If he stays sick, then he gotta stay around. I was being slow poisoned by my own mother. Let that sink in for a minute. I was being slow poisoned by my mother. Everything I worked on to get myself out of the hood, out of the gutter, out of the poverty, out of the struggle, she was behind the scenes destroying it, sabotaging it, causing confusion, try to make it seem like I'm this nutcase, don't know what I'm talking about. But when it comes down to needing someone around, I'm sick. I'm the one you want around, but I'm crazy. How am I crazy, but you need me to take care of you? That don't make sense. So somebody's sick, but it's mental. So this little plan she had to play fake sick, because she knew I was going to be the one to stay around, because I was the one, a caring person. Everyone else left this lady high and dry and will never come around her. Won't visit, sit on the phone all day and think that works. Never come around her. They know she's the curse. So if you love a person, you care about a person, you worry about their well-being, you'll be there to see how they're doing. You'll show up personally to see if they're okay or not. I haven't seen it. And then the self-hate within herself. I've seen this lady sit on the computer from 9 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night playing solitaire and won't get up to eat. Won't get up to fix herself nothing to eat. Stare at the computer playing a game that has no knowledge and ain't giving her no knowledge, and holding the phone with people that never show up for, don't show any care for, and want to sit on the phone all day long, putting radiation in her brain and won't do nothing for her. Now you tell me, this is a caring family? So with that being said, the only person that anyone has seen around doing the responsible thing was me. Being responsible. Carrying burdens that wasn't even mine. I have a whole life that I've created, that I'm going to live. It's not going to be hindered by no sick family, no jealous family, no hateful family. And I know this is hard for many to believe, but a jealous and hateful mother. Someone that doesn't see what she sees in me and herself. So instead of loving me for who I am, she turns around and hates me for who I am. Because she sees more of my father in me than she sees herself. And she hated my father for who he was, a good man. And here I am, a good man. And instead of her being happy about that or praising that, she distorts that. And teaches a whole family the same distorted mentality. So think about a whole family being destroyed. A whole family being destroyed behind self-hate, then her jealousy, then her childish mentality for thinking you have to be in competition with a child you brought into this world. And when one child does not follow the way of dysfunction like everybody else in the family, then that child becomes a target. And I've seen this dysfunction. I've seen these mental issues and problems. And I stuck around just as much as I could to maybe help them out. But it put me in a situation where either I get away or I lose everything, because that's what they want for me, to lose everything. To be alone, to be a bum, to be in the street homeless, to have nobody, to have no money, to have nothing, to only depend on them. This is what they want or wanted. But it ain't never gonna happen that way. They made the biggest mistake by trying to sacrifice a divine being, someone that came in to show them love, to teach them the right way to walk in love. Instead of doing it, they distorted it and tried to kill it. But it didn't work. So now all the big mouth ass people that was talking before, based off getting hyped up off of these lies from these ignorant ass family members of mine, now you got to keep the judgment. You got to get the judgment with all of them. But that was the plan. When you dealing with the devil, if the one he want you can't get, those all of those that join in with the activity, he got all of them. So everyone that has joined my family in trying to discredit me, trying to take my life and kill me, trying to lie on me, call me crazy, all of these things, and you know none of that is in me, you also are going to get your portion. You should have minded your business. You should have stayed out the way. You should have kept your mouth shut. But it's too late. You're just as deep in it as everyone else. But that was the devil's plan. If he can't get the one he wants, he got a whole bunch of other ones in that place.